Hey everybody, we are back.
I was drinking water, man.
Better than ever. We're back better than ever, Trent, for round 2. Well, I guess it's really not quite round 2 of the tournament, but
round 3.
We're still in the first round, but our second video here. We're gonna knock off 2 more brackets today.
Is this the Sweet 16?
Yes, I mean you could refer to it in the basketball tournament for college basketball. March Madness, it is referred to as the Sweet 16. So you can call it Sweet 16. I'm proud of you for even knowing that at this point.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was kind of like a joke thing, but it makes it less funny when it's not. But anyways, we just did rounds 1 and 2, or brackets 1 and 2 out of 8.
Brackets 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah.
Is good. Yeah.
On Wednesday. So we're gonna take another stab at it, see what we can do, and we'll just go ahead and get started in. I'm gonna make sure to put the bracket links in all the descriptions for all these. I don't think I said it in the last video. So if you want to check your standing, you can. You might have to scroll through all the leaderboards. We've been getting a lot of questions on how do you check your standing. If you didn't register an account, you'll have to try and find your name in the list of however many predictions there were.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Unless you copied the link when you initially created the prediction, but. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never filled out one, Trenton.
You didn't fill out a bracket? Shame.
No, I've never.
Shame.
No,
dude, you could have won a bland.
I have never went to the description, hit the challenge link, and I have no idea. I would have no clue.
I feel like a fool saying that name out loud. Challenge. That's just weird.
It's a little different.
Anyways. Ooh.
This is so odd. It's just really strange because on the norm, Trenton and I are stop with that. Trenton and I are tasting the same things. You know, we're smelling and tasting the same things. So it's just kind of amusing that, you know, he goes, oh, and then he starts smelling a towel. I know what he's doing there.
You got to make the comparison somehow, right? This is really dark, rich.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's good. Huh?
Kind of a little bit chocolatey, kind of.
Well, this smells delightful, I will say.
This is buttery, like
Go ahead. Apologize.
I don't know what I was gonna say. It's just buttery.
I know. I'm bad. I get excited and I kind of blurt things out. You know, my wife's not happy with it sometimes when I interrupt Trent.
I yell at him all the time, Trent.
She does.
Like Trent was in the middle of something, you just butted right in.
A lot of people butt in when I'm talking for some reason. I just don't command the presence of the people, I don't think.
I'm sorry if that bothers you too. I try not to. I really do. I get excited and I want to say something, so it's hard for me not to. This smells just like... We were just there. We were just on a trip to Kentucky last weekend. It was a quick trip. We went after work Thursday night, stayed the night, and we were in 2 different distilleries for barrel picks at Green River and Bardstown. And then we zoomed back home in the evening and late in the night. It was raining the whole way home, so that was a bummer
nice
too. But the nose on this completely reminds me of being in the rick houses and in a rick house smell and the angel share and all that business.
I would.
That's what it reminds me of.
I would pitch it 10. No, I'm not going to say that. I would set up a sleeping bag in a rick house and sleep in it.
Huh. Now, if I would have said that, comment.
See, I caught myself before because I was like, "Ooh, this is a little bit sus."
If I would have said that, you would have rode that. You would have rode that horse for 5 minutes. Sure. I'm just gonna let it go.
You can if you want. Man, that is a very barrely type of pour right there. It leans more into a roasted coffee bean almost. It's a little bitter though. It's more bitter, and so you like that one, I take.
Oh my god, so good, dude.
Well, now I gotta smell.
I don't know what that is, but I want more of it, whatever it is.
I think my smeller's broken today.
Oh my god, that to me matches my aromas, and it's just so delightful. So much brown sugar, so much caramel. Gosh, it's so good. It's got some barrel notes in there too. It substantiates the sweetness. Man, it's so good.
This smells like dill.
I'm sorry you don't have this one.
Smell that.
Somewhat, yeah.
It does.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, it's a little light herbal stuff going on.
Or sort of reminiscent of a Dean's sour cream and onion dip, or a dill dip of some sort. Some dairy notes in it. Wow.
You ever made a dip? Put that package in there and you whip it up with some sour cream.
Do I look, even if I had a pre-mixed,
I never have.
a pre-mixed packet? I wouldn't even know what the first thing to put in it.
I wouldn't either.
Do you put sour cream in it? Do you put yogurt in it?
You know who's probably the pro is Bushi. She's probably the pro at that.
She good at making dips?
No?
Michelle makes it.
Huh. Interesting.
Does make it.
I thought she would be.
She makes cheese balls.
Really?
Is that with the pimento cheese?
Well, Bushi's like the perfect host. Am I right, honey?
Beyond.
It's just if she has any gathering at her house, it's immaculate and perfection. It's just what it is. And I don't know what you got going on there, but
People aren't leaving me alone. That was Michelle.
I'm sorry, Michelle.
She's fine, but I got like 7 other texts, I think, while my phone's going off in my pocket.
Well, this one's really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
On B, I don't think you're on B yet, but for me, B is giving me a cherry tobacco kind of note.
Okay.
A little bit of a spearmint, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of honestly almost reminds me of the nose of a rye, but I know that there's none in here, so it's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
Wow. This to me almost smells like rye bread toast after it's been toasted.
Ooh. Is that B?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm
A
struggling.
lot different than A. I'm sorry.
Struggling
As I
with
say again, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what a buttered pecan is or what it means. I don't know if you just roast or saute pecans in a butter until it kind of makes a really nice,
Yeah.
but like a burnt butter type of thing into it. It reminds me of this a little bit, and I think I said this one smelled like dill. So there's a lot going on
Yeah.
in this one.
Yeah. For me, trend B is pretty decent. It just gives you a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of something, some barrel notes or something going on in there. I think that rye toast thing has a little bit of grain in there, but to me, honey, it fails in comparison to A. A is just lovely.
So I think on mine, A is a little bit higher of a proof than B is. But still, I'm getting this it's almost an overly tannic type of thing going on in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if somebody poured me B and we're visiting somewhere trying to drink, I would sip it happily. It's not a big deal, but when you're going to put both of these in front of me, I'm going to choose A every day, all day.
But at least for me on A, I get a little bit more flavor throughout, whereas B, it has a little bit of this initial sweetness, and then it's just downhill. It's good. I would drink it for sure. It just doesn't really do it for me, so I'm gonna go with A for my winner here.
Here we go. We're gonna knock out another bracket here real quick. I gotta make sure I'm C and D. C and D.
Just bringing these up, it wafted like a whole ton of
Did it?
A whole ton of smell in here.
All right.
I wonder what would happen if you poured bourbon into a Bath and Body Works wallflower container. So it's a little plug-in, and it's like a pod, and it just has a smell in
It
it.
would probably ignite.
Oh, it probably
With
would.
alcohol content, I would assume, and burn your house down. So please don't try that when you go home.
SLB tries.
No. Negative. All right. You know, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to start over here with D instead.
I'll follow suit on that.
Are you? Okay. I don't know. Just because.
Both of these are very cherry forward.
They are.
Keep in mind, we're not tasting the same thing.
I'm just kidding.
That screwed me up. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, wait, what?
I keep messing with a kid on this one. This is fun. At least we're not running up and down and doing it by ourselves. And
We got our steps in that day, though.
Yeah,
my
yes,
quads
we
were
did.
feeling something after running upstairs all the time.
I'm getting a really nice butterscotch note out of this one.
I get more of a
Soft
creme
and
brulee,
sweet.
vanilla. It's almost like a cherry Coke. Whatever D is, it's more of a cherry Coke kind of thing. It's got a little bit of a cola going on. Oh, sorry.
This, bro.
I was just getting ready to take a drink and I ruined it for myself.
Now you're smelling belch.
Get a pretzel note.
Oh, wow.
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower. Sure, try it. Well,
I gotta say, I am digging this one. It's different. Yeah.
This one's a little lower proof. I could tell by the nose too, but it's delightful. It has some really mapley, toasty, marshmallowy notes. It's great. I love it.
I don't know if it's just my palate today. Several of these are drinking quite hot. And I'm really struggling to pull back from that initial just upfront assault on the alcohol. And with that, for me, like these last two have kind of come forward with a little bit too much of either an oak or too much of a tannic kind of note to it.
Now you are a little bit more sensitive to oak notes than me. I don't really I'm just phrasing it the right way. A bottle has to be some extreme oak for me to say that's too oaky compared to you. I think you're just a little bit more sensitive about it. It's just your individuality and your palate.
Oak and like peat are ones that I could really kind of pick up without too much effort.
For sure.
I don't know, man. I'm really digging the nose on D. It smells more like a dandelion field and gives me like more of a Saint Germain.
Yes.
Is that St. George? Or a Saint Germain, like elderflower type
liqueur?
of. Yeah, so it's a little bit. It leans honestly more towards a gin finish.
Really?
Where it's a little bit more herbal.
Wow.
But it's also a lower proof, so it's a little bit too much. So it's a little unbalanced.
Sounds interesting. I'm getting more cherry notes on this one. A little bit of caramel. This one doesn't hurt my feelings either.
I do like that a lot, but I think...
Babe. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Now, I could be completely out of my mind because we have no idea what we've tasted so far in the tournament, but my impression is, Trenton, on the first few brackets that we had, I was pretty confident in the one I pushed forward that I was enjoying that the most. This bracket is an extremely hard decision for me. I have no idea which route I'm going to go. I like them both.
I know for a fact that C is a higher proof than D, and usually I'm a really big fan of higher proof stuff. In my experience, it bodes a little bit more flavor to the sip, and it really enhances some otherwise maybe more nuanced flavors that you might get when it's a lower proof. But for this round, I'm going to have to go with D.
I have to taste again. I'm so sorry. This is really difficult. This is still giving me that beautiful barrel char note in there. It's giving me some cherry in there. It's giving me some great vibes. Now, come on,
dude,
bro.
That's butterscotch all day long.
All day long,
cow.
fella. All day long. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't.
I could see that. Just smelling those. That's a tough matchup. I honestly don't even know what I would do in that situation. We can cut if we need to, so you can think a little bit about your decision.
I really wish that you could taste these with me, and I wish we could make this decision together. We can't, and we're not going to. But I really wish we could, because this would be a spectacular conversation. It really would be.
Maybe what would be interesting is that our patrons, our Patreon group helped us come up with the whole bracket. And we were talking about the possibility of doing we do a couple barrel picks, 1 or 2 a month usually. Mm-hmm. So we talked about doing a Patreon exclusive Bourbon Madness with just our barrel picks. Yes. What we could do also is recap the blind and taste the same things at the same time, and then just talk about it and do like your bracket all the way through and kind of see. Sure. I think that'd be a lot of fun, because that seems like a tough one. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do.
This arm wrestle
just from the smell perspective.
Give me a minute, and we're gonna cut right here just for. I'm gonna taste a couple. You don't need to see me doing this, so I'll come back with a decision real soon. Oh Lord, help us! I don't know what to do. I just don't. I love them both. How do you do that?
One is very cherry forward and one's super butterscotchy.
Butterscotchy, toasty, marshmallowy. I mean, it's so good. This one's a little lesser proof, I think, than this one.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. I'm digging the flavor of both.
I'm glad I'm not in that position.
God, what did I do to myself? I didn't even check the seedings to see where who's going against who, what's going against what. I don't know.
I'm just gonna ask because I think it might be interesting. Do you know if I have the same matchup in my bracket anywhere? I don't think that would give too much away. Okay. I'm seeing if the pairing that you have is gonna be in mine. No.
No.
Oh.
Bro. God, they're both delightful. Honey, please. Why'd you do this?
Hey, this is your fault. You seeded him the way you did.
I truthfully, if Trenton's keeping this in, which he probably will, he's probably just going to just pound me to the ground and leave this in. I truly never checked the brackets after they're put. I honestly just listed my 1 to 16 and gave it. I have no idea what's here.
I don't even know what you did. I gave it to Michelle.
Okay, well. I might be just. There you go.
What is that, D?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go there. I'm perplexed. I think they're both fantastic, but right now the butterscotch, the marshmallow, the toastiness. I'm digging the proof point at the moment. What can I say? I have a feeling that I might be swimming upstream on this one a little bit, but that's what I'm enjoying the most right now. And I said that from the beginning of the tournament. That's what I'm going to pick. What I'm enjoying the most at the moment, and I can't get over those flavors that are in there. So. There you go.
Amen.
I'm going to stop there because I could go on and on. This was the most difficult round so far, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Well, I'm with you. I went with the lowest proof one, and just tasting this, it really seems very hot. When I think of very hot, almost to the point, and I don't do this often where I drink something on ice, I'm thinking Jack Daniels, the barrel proof, because that's borderline. Sometimes in the 140. I can't remember what the proof of the one we have is. But this is drinking pretty hot, and I'm loving the smooth. Like it is smooth. I don't know why people don't like to say that, but it's smooth. It's really, right. It's a very mature tasting sip. I love it. I think it's very good. Whatever this is.
Yeah, well, good.
Hopefully, I didn't trash on it in the past in some videos, but I mean, the blinds tell all, right? So this is really good.
But even if you did trash on it in the past, it'll open your eyes to go, okay, well maybe I need to look at it again.
That's true.
That's all. All right, honey, you got everything you need? Okay.
I'm really scared for this one.
I am too, and that's all we have for you today because I can't handle any more. That was rough. That was rough. What can I say?
Good luck to everybody. I have a solid feeling that this is going to blow some brackets to smithereens, just based on the fact that you went with presumably a lower proof. I know for a fact that this is a lower proof.
Yeah.
If it's not. I'll plug in a Bourbon Bath and Body Works wallflower in my house, and I'll report back. But I really think that this is lower proof. I think yours is lower proof.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to keep my thoughts on what things might be in the back of my head and not let it influence my decisions. But
I'm trying not to too. And I know you're going to keep this. You're going to keep that little ditty that we just did in the video. And if
I'm not editing any part of that.
Well, of course, wonderful. That's the last time I do that, but
people love the bloopers.
I think it will prove the fact, if I'm even remotely correct on what I was thinking there. Everybody knows I love wild turkey, and I love it, but I am going to stick to my mindset that I want to push forward what I am enjoying the most at the moment. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. I got to stop somewhere. This is probably a 45-minute video. I have no idea, but that's all we have for you today. Have a great weekend. I am going to sit down and recover from this video, and maybe at the end of the day when we do, are we going to do another video at the end of the tournament, like
a recap like last year?
A recap?
Yep,
yeah,
we sure are.
So we will pick this conversation up again on the recap. It ought to be very interesting. So, as always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time right down here in the good old basement Bourbon Bar with Trent and me. I'm just screwed up in my head. So right now we're going to go.
Well, no. Monday, it's not going to be a Bourbon Menace round. We have a very special video coming.
Well, we do.
A first of its kind for us. And we'll see how it goes. So don't miss it. That'll be coming out on Monday.
Wow.
We will continue Wednesday, Friday next week for the other 2 rounds.
Yeah,
so
well, I don't even know what that is. So
I'll tell you after the video.
I'm looking forward to it myself. All right, folks. Have a great weekend. See you later.